Desert Ecosystems. Desert Ecosystems by Tammy Gain. Learn about desert ecosystems, the plants and animals that thrive there, its climate, its food web, threats to it, and conservation efforts. So this nonfiction text has these different chapters. Chapter 1, A Harsh Place to Live. Chapter 2, Climate and Weather. Chapter 3, Desert Plants. Chapter 4, Desert Animals. Chapter 5, People in Deserts. And Chapter 6, The Future of Deserts. Chapter 1, A Harsh Place to Live. Sand stretched out for miles in every direction. All afternoon, the sun baked the ground. No plants or animals could be seen. It did not seem as though any living thing could survive in this hot, dry, sandy environment. Suddenly, a tiny desert mouse appeared from beneath the sand. It had been burrowing underneath to keep cool. A line of ants marching toward a new food source had woken it up. Usually, the mouse ate seeds and other plant parts, but now the ants made an excellent meal for it. The mouse had to be alert. It could also become dinner for other desert animals. After sunset, desert snakes emerge from their holes. They slither across the sand or lie in wait to catch a passing mouse. The snakes themselves can become food for larger animals, such as hawks. At first glance, the desert may look like an impossible place to live. But a surprising number of animals and plants live in the world's deserts. They depend on each other for survival in this harsh environment. This box says Desert Diversity. The Sonoran Desert is located in the southwestern United States. It is hot and dry, but it is still rich with life. It is home to 100 reptile species, 60 mammal species, and 350 bird species. About 2,000 kinds of plants grow there as well. Dry land. The one feature all deserts have in common is that they receive very little rainfall. Most get fewer than 10 inches of rain per year. Desert animals have special traits that let them survive in these dry regions of the world. For example, many can go long periods of time without drinking water. Deserts are not hot all the time. Daytime is always hot in deserts near the equator, but nights can be chilly. Coastal deserts have warm summers and cool winters. Some deserts have long, cold winters. Deserts can even be found in the frozen Arctic and Antarctic regions of the world. Whether they are hot or cold, deserts remain dry for most of the year. Like desert animals, the plants that live in these regions require very little water. These plants serve as food for a wide variety of desert animals. So over here it says desert water. Some deserts have large amounts of water. However, it is locked away from plants and animals as ice. Glaciers and ice sheets cover the desert regions near the North and South Poles. These areas receive very little snowfall. Any moisture that reaches the surface quickly evaporates. This makes these places deserts. Most of their water is frozen and unavailable to plants and animals. Over here we have a picture, and that picture has a caption. It says, a desert food web. Every life form plays a part in the desert ecosystem. No matter how big or small, each living thing is connected to another living thing. The sun provides energy for plants to grow. The wide variety of plants provides energy for the desert animals. Some animals eat other animals. Ants eat dead organisms. This important cycle makes it possible for life to continue, even in this dry, barren environment. Chapter 2, Climate and Weather. Deserts feature some of the harshest climates on Earth. The small amount of rain they receive usually evaporates quickly. In Africa's Sahara Desert, the air temperature can reach 122 degrees Fahrenheit, or 50 degrees Celsius, during the day. The ground can become even hotter. Surface temperatures in the Sahara have been recorded at 172 degrees Fahrenheit, or 78 degrees Celsius. This heats up, this heat speeds up evaporation, turning water into vapor that rises into the clouds. Some rain even turns to vapor before it can hit the ground. Clouds and moisture. The lack of moisture in deserts gives them very little cloud cover. This allows more of the sun's energy to reach the ground during the day, producing high temperatures. However, it also allows heat to escape at night. This makes deserts very cold. The temperature can drop below freezing during the night. The Atacama Desert, on the coast of Chile, gets most of its moisture from fog. Droplets of water condense onto plants. Some water drips down to the ground. The Atacama is much cooler than the Sahara. The average temperature is just 77 degrees Fahrenheit, or 25 degrees Celsius. It is still one of the driest deserts in the world. However, some spots in this desert have gone decades without any rainfall. Over here it says desert dust. Desert windstorms can be incredibly powerful. They carry dust across the whole continent. Sometimes the wind can even move the dust across oceans. Winds in Africa's Sahara Desert can send dust all the way to the United States. This can cause sunsets in Florida to have a red color. Desert winds also carve the desert sand into huge dunes. This is a map that shows where there are some deserts located on each of the different continents. The caption reads, "The world's deserts." Deserts cover a vast area of Earth. Like each continent, every desert is a bit different. Some, like the Sahara Desert, are dry and hot year-round. Other deserts, like South America's Patagonian Desert, are always cold. The Gobi Desert, located in China and Mongolia, is scorching in the summer and freezing in the winter. Chapter 3, Desert Plants. At first glance, it seems like plants are extremely rare in the desert, but the truth is that many plants grow in this ecosystem. However, they are often spaced far apart. This can help them survive. With the extra room, each plant has a better chance of getting a share of the limited available water from the soil. Cacti. When people in the United States think of deserts, they often think of cacti. These leafless plants grow in North and South American deserts. They have thick, waxy skin and are mostly covered with spines. These traits protect the plants from both the harsh climate and animals that might eat them. Many cactus species have large, colorful flowers. The flowers produce nectar for bees and other desert insects. Cacti are part of a group of plants called succulents. These plants have adaptations that make them perfect for the desert ecosystem. They can quickly take in large amounts of water whenever it rains. Their roots absorb this moisture, and their stems are excellent at storing water. These traits help them live through long, dry periods. And let's go back to the last page just to read that text box. It says, looking up. Most desert vegetation grows close to the ground. In Arizona's Sonoran Desert, Creosote bushes stand just 3 to 10 feet high. A few Sonoran tree species, however, grow much taller. The desert ironwood can reach 30 feet in height. The Joshua tree is known to rise as high as 40 feet. Going deeper. Cacti are just one type of plant found in the desert. Shrubs and small trees also grow in arid environments. Looks can be deceiving when it comes to these plants. They may not grow high above the ground, but their roots reach deep below the soil. Mesquite trees grow in deserts in the southwestern United States and Mexico. Like cacti, this species of tree has a built-in protection system. Instead of spines, the mesquite is covered with needle-sharp thorns. The roots of a mesquite tree reach deep into the earth. Some can reach water more than 100 feet below the surface. The mesquite tree does its part in the desert ecosystem in a few ways. Like cacti, the tree has flowers that produce nectar for the bees. The mesquite tree also provides shade and food for many desert animals. It grows fruit that is eaten by desert animals such as coyotes. Because the fruit contains water, eating it can help the animals survive when water is scarce. Native Americans, who have lived in the deserts of the Americas for thousands of years, also use the tree's fruit. They ground the dried seeds into a flour used for baking. A colorful surprise. Even the spiniest cacti can have a soft side. The large barrel cactus is covered from top to bottom with prickly spines. From April to June, these plants produce beautiful red or yellow flowers. The blooms can appear quickly. A soaking rain at the right time of year can bring out the color in just a matter of days. So those are chapters 1 through 3.